Alright, exercise number 1. Gonna start at you know what and do some different speeds here as usual. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double time. 120. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the top speed goal 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on to number 2. And yes, one of the big challenges here, keeping everything a nice even 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as you play. So anytime you catch yourself rushing any of the hammer-ons or any of the pull-offs, start that takeover again. One thing you might want to try, if your metronome has this feature, is you can actually put triplets on. Hang on. So, yeah, mine has that feature there. Come on, there we go. So it's highlighted in that blue, kind of blue-green there. So, if you find that you feel like you're having trouble keeping it all evenly spaced, you maybe try something like that. Put the subdivisions on. One issue with that is when you start going really fast, it can get very difficult to really hear where the actual downbeat is because you got the click, 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 click going the whole time. So, but anyway, just an idea to try out if you feel the need for some extra help there. So, last reminder on this. So you got the hammer-ons first. So by the time you get to that third note, you should have 3 fingers down. And make sure you're not pulling off with your arm. Don't twist your arm to get the pull-off to happen. Use your fingers. Keep that motion in your fingers the whole time. Because when you use your arm, it's too much distance away from the fretboard. It takes your fingers too far away, and you want to be in that optimal playing position the whole time. Alright, 60 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the top speed goal 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, and just down pick all these because it's so legato heavy. It just makes more sense for me anyway to just down pick it. So if you feel it's simple for you to just down pick it, do that. No need to switch between down and up strokes on this guy. Alright, so working on hitting them string changes again. So definitely happy with how fast you're picking that gallop and reverse gallop stuff. So that's definitely got some good picking speed there. I think the big thing now is just focus more on the single note stuff and getting the string changes to happen. And yeah, this is the exercise where we started to talk about pick slant direction. So let's go over that again. So basically, you and I are upward pick slanters naturally. So this means the butt of the pick is pointed up like this, and then when you do a downstroke, the pick goes down towards the floor, and then the upstroke comes up towards the guitar. The downward slant is when you have the butt of the pick going down this way. If you do a downstroke, you will pick down into the guitar, and then the upstroke comes up and away from the guitar. So when you change strings, the optimal pick slant direction, in order to avoid hitting adjacent strings, it's kind of like an opposite thing. So if you're going to leave the string on a downstroke, the upward slant allows you to be unstuck. It allows you to not be stuck in between any strings. When you leave the string on an upstroke, such as this exercise, it's optimal to be in the downward slant position. So as you get faster, you might want to, well, as you're building up the speed, I should say, you might want to try and make a conscious effort to rotate your forearm, so this way you can clear that E string, get up to the A string without hitting the E string. Now, the other thing that can happen, and something that I'll do when I'm going my fastest speeds, is I will just mute the string I'm leaving and just play both strings. So I'll do stuff like this. So yeah, I hit both strings there, but my index finger is muting the low E string there. So if I don't know if we've talked about muting this way too much. I think I mentioned it a little bit yesterday. But whatever string you're on, so like your index finger's on the A string, like mine right now, this index finger has the job of muting the underside of this string, and then also that string. So basically, when you're on the A string, your index finger is muting the E and the D string. So if I'm on the B string, well, now it's muting the G and the E string. So basically, your left hand has a job of muting both adjacent strings, so this way you avoid having excess noise. Now, I'm also going to be muting basically all the other strings, all the higher strings here, when I'm using my index finger. I mean, sometimes like my other fingers might help with that, like right there, my pinky is helping with the muting there, but it's mainly the index finger that does a lot of the muting. So yeah, like basically the way I look at it is your left hand, your fret hand, is going to mute the higher strings, while your picking hand mutes the lower strings. So all kinds of muting going on there in order to get rid of any excess noise, string sympathy noise and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like when I'm going really fast here, I'll just mute my thumb instinctively when I go over the top there, but let's say I'm doing it here. Thumb can't reach too well, but I'll just mute the string I'm leaving, blast through it. Troy Grady, the guy who kind of basically discovered how like a lot of shred guys would play and notice the whole pick slant thing, he likes to call this style of changing strings swiping, because you're just swiping through one string. I always just called it muting. But basically that's what it is. You're swiping through a muted string to get to the next one. So, and one thing he did with me, because he actually did some footage with me, and he did like a 20-25 minute video just for me, where he slowed down everything I was doing, kind of analyzed the stuff. And I guess one thing I do when I'm playing quickly is I'll do like a two-way pick slant thing when I'm ascending a scale, and then I'll just do the swiping thing on the descending portion instead. Apparently Michelangelo Badio does about the same thing according to Mr. Gritty. So, hey, I guess the swiping thing is in good company sometimes, yeah? So anyway, keep doing what you were doing yesterday. Make adjustments to how your hand and wrist feel, pick angle and things like that in order to just make these notes sound correct. But now that you're aware of like being able to change the angle of the pick like that to get different, clearing the strings a little bit differently, you start using that to your advantage if you feel like you're getting stuck somewhere. So anyway, let's do some speed demos here. 60 beats a minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Double time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 180 next. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's finish with 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So number 4. You can do metronome with this. I want you to focus on metronome work for just the first 3. And this exercise is really just to help you get more acquainted with the high 3 strings in that Ionian shape that you've been memorizing. And just see if you can focus on your right hand as well, making sure that you're doing strict alternate picking the whole time. Again, I'd rather you just memorize this first, and then if you feel you have enough time to do metronome work with it and you'd like to, then go ahead and do that. But again, first 3 exercises, those are the ones to hit the metronome work, speed work with. Metronome work is optional for this one. This is, again, just to get your fingers more acquainted with this territory on the fretboard. But just in case you do end up having enough time for metronome work with this guy, let's do some demo speeds. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Double time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I shouldn't have tried that pinch. Would it work better on the other pickup? Yes. Oh well. 160 next. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And last 240, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there we go. I think that covers everything. If I missed something, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know that too. And I'll see you again Sunday.